In our last video, we looked at ways in which we might get students up and running really quickly using the Spike Prime set, but without using programming. Over the course of the next 3 videos, we'll be looking at using the getting started activities that come embedded in the Spike app and how these can help your students and yourselves become familiar with the set and the app itself. So here we are in our Getting Started section of the Spike app, and I'm just going to start at number 1 that says Start Here, create a Lego emoji. So give it a tap. And because this is a Getting Started activity, it's also a self-guided tutorial. I've got some very clear instructions as to what to do. So it tells me that I'm going to create a little program for my hub, and I can click Next. Ask me to install my battery. I've already done that, so I can click Next. And now it's telling me to connect my hub to my device. So give it a tap. And it gives me some very clear instructions here. Turn on the hub. There it goes. Should have my love heart. And I'm going to activate Bluetooth by pressing the Bluetooth button on the hub. And there is my hub appearing on my screen. So I will select that accessory, and that tells me that my hub is connected. Now this is really interesting. I've got an animation here that's telling me what to do. So I'm going to follow this and drag over that first block. And if I just zoom in on this, great little tool down the bottom here, you should all be able to see it. So when my program starts, under my light palette, it's going to turn on, and my sound palette here says it's going to play a beep number 60. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm going to find out for 0.2 seconds. Down at the bottom right of my screen, it says click to play. Give that a click. And fantastic, I get a little smiley face and a beep. Now, it's given me some congratulations here. It says, brilliant, you've created a Lego emoji. What's next? Now, I can either move on here, but what I've found is when I'm working with teachers or when I'm working with students here, they want to do some exploration, and they certainly can, and that's what I would recommend, particularly with the sound and particularly with the image that's going to be displayed on the screen. So let's see if we can change that. It says turn on. So if I tap that little down arrow, I can turn off and on any of the individual lights just by tapping them. I've got some options down at the bottom of this pop-up square. If I tap the left one, that will clear everything. So let's see if I can do something else here. I'm just going to write my initial. Excellent. So it's going to turn on the letter S. Let's tap away to get rid of that pop-up. And I'm going to play beep. Oh, look at that. I've got a keyboard. And I can slide up and down my keyboard. That's obviously going up and down some octaves. Let's have a G. Brilliant. And I'm going to play that for a whole second. Let's see what happens now. Brilliant. So you can see it's very, very straightforward to start playing around. Just before we move on, if we look at the left of our screen, I'm only being given the blocks, the scratch blocks that I need for this particular task. And I think that's a really great feature. It just keeps you very, very focused on the particular job in hand. Okay, let's see what's next. Right, we're moving on to motors and sensors. You will have seen before we went into the emoji activity that that one was called number 1. There was also a motors and sensors activity, which was number 2, and a hopper activity, which was number 3. This tutorial just follows on straight away to the motors and sensors.